Hi, welcome back. JD here again with another car finance related video for you. Sorry it's been a while. Happy New Year to everybody. We are January the 2nd, 2020. No idea where last year's time went. But anyway, let's get straight back into things. First of all, thank you very much again for the continued support on the channel. Thank you for all your emails. I hope I've managed to reply to all of your general questions. As I say in my email, obviously I can't give you any advice. I can only give you kind of a friendly opinion. It's obviously entirely up to you what you do. This is not about selling any financial products or anything. It's just about educating you, as you know. This video is going to be another PCP versus lease comparison type video. I don't know what the outcome is going to be, but somebody commented on my previous video, which was when we looked at the VW Tiguan R line, and I kind of demonstrated that for that particular car it was much more beneficial to lease the car compared with taking one out on a PCP deal. But somebody commented, and it was a fair point actually. They said, well, yeah, it's a good video, but really you would get a much better PCP deal than that when you obviously negotiated with the dealer, because all I did, I took the standard offer on the website. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to use one of the best PCP deals I can find for this particular car, and I'm going to compare that with a lease. Now, as I say, I don't know what will happen. It might work out cheaper on PCP, but let's see out of interest. So the car I'm looking at, and car I'm quite interested in myself, is the new BMW M340 xDrive. It's only been out a couple of months maybe. It's the new 3 Series. It's got the up-rated engine compared with what my M140 had. I think it's about 380 brake-ish. Don't quote me on that. So it's a very nice car. And I just thought, out of curiosity, I'm going to take a 4-year PCP versus a 4-year lease. And we're going to see, you know, over the 4 years, which is the cheapest way of doing it. Now, again, I'm only going to use the standard spec car. So I'm not going to put any options on it. This is just comparing the standard spec with the standard spec, if you like, on both kind of deals. So, for anyone who looks at any kind of BMW reviews, Joe Achilles, for example, you will have heard of Tony Lewis. Now, Tony Lewis, I don't know Tony Lewis at all. I have had a few quotes from him in the past. He works out of Bury Heathrow, and he gets really good deals for people on things like the M140, the M240, and certainly on the M340. So I thought I'd just do a search, because he posts on babybmw.net, I think it is. Is it babybmw.net? And I came across this. And this is, because he gets a lot of inquiries, he tends to put a really useful email together, which kind of breaks down how much it will cost a month, what, you know, if you want to put a low deposit in, a high deposit in, how much each option will cost you on a monthly, month-by-month basis, and also how much any of those options add to the guaranteed future value. So I'm just going to take his figures, and if we look here, look, he's quoting that the standard BMW 340 xDrive Saloon has a list price of 48,555 on the road, which means obviously includes the first year road tax, etc. The dealer contribution is 6,555, and also BMW are offering a £1,500 deposit contribution. Now, please be aware, this is based on Q4 2019, because I haven't found one yet for Q1 2020. So things may change, things may have already changed, but this is based on the last quarter deal, which is obviously just run out. It's 4.9% APR, and I have had a quick look at Q1 finance for BMW today, and on the 3 Series it still does seem to be 4.9. I think it's 3.9 on the 1 Series. So I think we're safe to say that this rate will stand certainly for Q1 2020, hopefully. So he's quoting a low deposit lot of £583 in, and then 47 monthly payments of 583.23, a final value of 18,121.73. That's based on 8,000 miles a year and 4.9% APR. Okay, so let's put those figures into the old spreadsheet. Thank you for all the inquiries I'm getting on the spreadsheet, by the way. I hope some of you are finding it useful. I'll put a a link in the description to this video how you can get the video, how you can get a copy of the spreadsheet. I'll also put a link up here, look at my monitor, as to a link covering the latest PCP spreadsheet if anyone's interested in watching that, and it kind of goes through and explains how you can use it for your own circumstances. Anyway, so let's go over to the spreadsheet and put those figures in, which I've already done. Okay, so we've got a total cost of 48,555, a contribution from BMW and the dealer of 8,055. That's 1,500 plus the 6,555. I've also put an extra column on this particular spreadsheet just to put our own deposit in as well, rather than us having to put our deposit in with the same contribution, if you like. So that means there's a loan amount of 39,917. The guaranteed future value of 18,12173. I've put the APR of 4.85 because of the rounding on APRs. You never really know, is it exactly 4.9? And to get the same monthly payment on my spreadsheet roughly as what Tony Lewis is quoting, I'm having to drop it to 4.85. So it's 4.9 rounded up, if you like, to one decimal place. 47 monthly payments, and that is coming out at 583.34. He's quoting what? He's quoting, what did we say? 583.23. So a few pence out. Okay. So let's compare that with a lease deal. Now, again, I've got no affiliation with any lease companies, obviously. Just the one that I used last time, so we use the same one. It was Blue Chili Cars. Okay, these do seem very competitive compared with others. So let's have a look. So personal lease, 8,000 miles a year, the same as what the PCP deal is. 48-month contract. Now the only issue with this, we can't put in the actual deposit. We can only choose an initial rental amount. So let's put 1 month rental in. Which is pretty much the same as the PCP, and I can already see that the PCP might be looking more favourable. That's interesting this time. You remember how different it was on the Tiguan? It was £800 a month compared to 350 or something. But in this case, look, I've put 583 in on the PCP, 47 months of 583. If I go to the lease and I put 1 month in, so that would be 48 months, so that would be 47 payments of 593 and 1 month rental. And remember also, we've got a £360 processing fee. So on the look of it, on an initial glance, it looks like the PCP has got the edge here. And obviously the advantage of the PCP is you can get out of the deal whenever you like. You might be in some negative equity, but you can get out. Remember, with a lease, you've got to really be committed to running it full term. However, let's remember that on a lease, road tax is included. So how much will the road tax be on this? So let's ignore the first year rate because that's included in the purchase price. But I believe the CO2 is 162 on this car, and it has a purchase price of £40,000 or more. Now, if those of you don't know, in April 2017, the rules changed such that kind of pretty much every car is £145 a year now, regardless, unless it's an electric car or zero emissions or whatever. I was paying £145 on my wife's smart car, where before April 2017, if it had been registered, it would have been free. So most cars are now £145 a year. And then there's a supplement that you pay on top of that for the first 5 years. And at the moment, if we go over to the Gov site, you can see it's £320 a year extra for the first 5 years from the second time the vehicle is taxed. So actually, it's until the car is 6 years old, isn't it? So essentially our road tax in year 2, 3 and 4 on this 4-year agreement is £465 a year. On the lease, that's included. So let's just put that into the spreadsheet. I tell you what, I've started to make a little comparison table here. So the PCP is going to be 583 plus 47 times 583.23. So it's going to cost you 27,994.81. The tax, 3 years, remember, because year one it's included, is going to be, and this is assuming tax doesn't go up, which it probably will do in April, but 465 times 3. Deposit we won't worry about because I've already included that in here. So how much is that going to cost in total? So let's have a look. So that's going to cost on a PCP 29,389.81. Let's see how much it's going to cost on the lease. So the lease is simply going to be 48 times 593.64 plus the £360 processing fee. So equals 48 times 593.64, and we've got no road tax to pay. So that's simply that, isn't it? 28,494. So there's not a lot in it, but which is the cheapest? Well, we can see that assuming tax is included in the lease, and I'm pretty sure it is because it was when I inquired previously, it still looks like if you are prepared to run it for the full term, and if you're going to have no options, a standard spec, and the nice thing about these cars is you do get metallic paint included on the 340, so you don't just have to have a white car, for example, and it is a pretty high spec, to be fair. Things like the M340 compared to my M140, you do get things like adaptive dampers included, which I had to pay extra for, and a lot of other extras. So which is cheaper? So the lease is cheaper by £895 over the 4 years. However, let's just remember the benefits of the PCP. The PCP, if you got into difficulties, you could technically voluntarily terminate on this agreement after 32 payments. So as long as you paid 32 payments, as long as your mileage was correct, because you can sometimes see a pro rata mileage charge when you voluntarily terminate, providing you've taken, reasonable care of the vehicle and it met the kind of fair wear and tear criteria, you could hand that car back after 32 payments. So effectively, when you've paid what, 26,000 including interest. On this one, on a lease, you technically have kind of got to run prepared to keep the car. So who knows? I tell you what, let's compare it on a 2-year deal as well. Now the problem is I can't do that because I don't know what the guaranteed future value is on 2 years. So let's compare apples with apples. Roughly speaking, it's slightly cheaper if you're going to keep it for 4 years, and assuming road tax is included on the M340, it's still slightly cheaper to lease. I tell you what we'll do. Let's see. It's not going to make any difference really, is it? Let's do a 9-month. So if we do 9 months, that requires an initial deposit of 4,579.47. Let's put that in to here. What was it? 4,579.47. Oh, 4,579.47. Yeah, you see that's coming out cheaper at 489 a month as opposed to 508. Let's put the figures into here. So that's what's that going to be? It's going to be equals that plus 47 times that. It's going to give us a negative because it's minus. Let's put another negative in there. Right, so it's going to cost us 28,995 with the road tax if we put the big deposit in, and on the lease it's going to cost us so it's going to be 4,579, so it's going to be that again plus 47 times 508.83, 28,494, still £500 cheaper with a bigger deposit. It's obviously getting better because obviously the bigger deposit you're putting on a PCP, the less interest you pay because you're not paying interest on the deposit. Interestingly, the bigger the deposit we put in though, the VT points moved. We've actually now got to make nearly 34 payments before we could technically voluntarily terminate if we increase the deposit amount. Interesting. Hope that was useful. Again, thanks for watching. Please comment and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Please email me. I'll put the link to my email address here. As I said, if you want a copy of the spreadsheet, again, email me for that and I'll give you the details as to how you can obtain a copy. In the meantime, again, thanks for watching. As I said at the beginning, Happy New Year. I'll see you next time. Cheers.